Hey guys, King of Charmanders here. Alright, so I got a comment a few days ago, and someone mentioned something about Jellicent and Volcarona. So today, I'm gonna analyze both of them because they're actually really good Pokemon, and I really think they should have been released before Gen 6 came out, because if you don't know, Kalos Pokemon are now inside of the code. So Jellicent and Volcarona are basically getting the Spinda, or I'd say Smeargle treatment, where they're like, alright, we're going to release you guys literally a year after you guys were put inside of our game code, or I have no idea. Anyways, what makes it really interesting is that Jellicent and Volcarona, their data's already inside the game. It's just they haven't been released yet. So we can actually analyze both of these Pokemon and see how good they are in the game if they were released. First, we're going to focus on Jellicent. So Jellicent is very, very powerful, very good, and you're about to see in a bit just why it would shake up the meta if it was released into Go Battle League. Alright, so Jellicent evolves from Frillish. So Frillish is its base form. Frillish is a very interesting mon because, as you see here, there's actually a male and a female variant. So there's a blue one for the male and there's a pink one for the female, which makes it a really interesting and cool mon to actually have if you have it for the game. As you see here, it was released all the way back in Gen 5, so in Unova, and it was a very interesting mon because of its movesets. Frillish and Jellicent both carry a very unique typing. As you see here, they're Water and Ghost. Relatively small. However, in Pokemon Go, it's actually really powerful. As you see, here's Jellicent's Dex data from Cerebri. And as you see here, blue, pink. Now, its shiny's really sweet. It gets like this cyan color, and then the female version turns purple. So what have been really cool to see, as you see in black and white, it was a very interesting mon to have, like I said, because it was a Water and Ghost type. Because there's no other Water and Ghost type in the game. So, with that being said, Jellicent in the Go Battle League meta would have been very interesting because of its statistics and its moveset. Which you will see shortly of why Jellicent would have really been good to have plans against, or like know about, or just see like how available it would be. Because I guarantee you, anyone that's decently addicted to PvP or knows a little bit about PvP will definitely go after Frillish when it's released into the wild in Pokemon Go. Enter Frillish. So we're going to analyze Frillish. Here's GoHub, great website, great dex entry website. If you want to take a look at any Pokemon, see its stats, its movesets, how much dust it costs, etc., this is the place to be. And enter Frillish. So Frillish is very interesting because it maxed out at 1257, and it has a very balanced stat pool. As you see here, balanced attack, defense, and stamina. Because it maxes out at 1257, level 50 for this Pokemon might be really interesting because Water and Ghost is a very interesting moveset. As you see here, having the water typing makes it weak to Electric and Grass, and as well as it being a Ghost type, makes it weak to Dark and Ghost. However, if you look at its resistances, it's resistant to a lot of things. So those counter users, fighter users, you do resist them. You also resist anything from Ghost, such as Licks, Shadow Ball, Shadow Claw, to name a few. And you have a few other resistances. Bug, Fire, Ice, Poison, Steel, and Water. Those are all really prominent typings in Go Battle League. So that's why Frillish and Jellicent would have been really interesting to have. Now, Frillish on its own is actually a very beastly mon. As you see here, it has Bubble, Hex, Ominous Wind, Nightshade, and Ice Beam. A very, very interesting moveset. Ominous Wind and Ice Beam on its own would have a lot of coverage, and Hex got a buff recently. So, this is a very, very, very powerful mon. Very powerful Pokemon. Which would make it, like, Ominous Wind gives you that boost potential. It also baits shields. Ice Beam does hit for its super effective damage for quite a lot. And there's a lot of things that Ice can target and will cover in Go Battle League. And Hex charges incredibly quickly. You even have the option of using Bubble if you want to. both movesets aren't bad at all, and it's very interesting how they play out. As you see here, it does cost a little bit to power up. A second move is 50k dust, and as I mentioned, its shiny is actually pretty sweet. Well, the frillish one you can't... Well, the first one you can kind of tell if you look here, but, like, it's like cyan. It's like blue. It's a little darker shade of blue. And then the shiny one for frillish, the female version, is like a darker shade of pink. As I mentioned, depending on the male and female, they're two different sprites. So it's a lot like Illuminize and Volbeat, where they aren't really the same mon, but then, you know, there's like a male version, a female version of something similar. But yeah, frillish is very, very powerful in Go Battle League. Alright, now we go on to Jellicent. As you see here, it's absolute. I think it's really cute. I like it a lot. It's like it has this overblown head and it has like a beard, or like it looks like a beard. It's cool. Okay, it's really awesome. Anyways, enough about me like fanboying over Jellicent. So Jellicent is a very powerful Pokemon because of its stats. If you look here, it has an insane stamina and defense pool. It's really freaking good. Max CP is at 2338. So, when level 50 comes out, Jellicent can actually be a beast. So, the thing about Jellicent is, yes, it carries these weaknesses. However, because of this, because of its stat spread, it's incredibly tanky, very, very powerful. And it would work very well in Great and Ultra League for Go Battle League. That's not even the best part. Its moveset is amazing. Look at this moveset. This moveset is amazing. Bubble, Hex, Shadow Ball, Ice Beam, Bubble Beam. With Bubble Beam and Hex, you could effectively debuff your opponent. Like, you can create... It's very similar. It's actually kind of like a... Think of Jellicent like a Drifblim. It's a Drifblim with better coverage, no flying type weakness. Like, having the water type weakness is actually better than the flying type weakness, because there's a lot of things that can cover flying, because there's so many Pokemon out there with that rock typing. Now, because you have Ghost, you already resist fighting types. So you don't. So in my opinion, it's actually better to have a Ghost type weakness than a flying type weakness, because not only that, because of the water typing, if you've noticed, you still resist ice. So it's very, yeah, with the water typing you resist ice, which is very prominent. So Jellicent's typing and its moveset is just freaking amazing. As you see here, it has Bubble, Hex, Shadow Ball, Ice Beam, like I mentioned before. Great move pool. You can go Ice Beam and Shadow Ball if you really want to go double nukes. You can even go Bubble Beam and Ice Beam. However, I would definitely recommend run Shadow Ball on this thing, just because you get that Ghost type, you get that Ghost type stab, and it just has so much play. As you see, Jellicent is a beast, maxing out at 2338. Like I said, if it ever goes to level 50, like, you can use this for Ultra League, and it would definitely give a lot of the Ultra League meta a big problem. Well, Ultra League Premier, I can also see it giving like Ultra League a problem, in my opinion. Like, it could give Open Ultra a problem too, because you resist those counter users like Excavalier and Obstagoon. You also resist water, like Hydro Pumps from Swampert, etc. And because of that Ghost typing, you can actually give Cresselia a problem. So it's very, very interesting. And because of the way its moveset works, you don't have to worry about... You actually, like, even though the Thunder Shocks from Melmetal would hurt, you do resist both... You do resist Superpower. So, I mean, yeah, you resist Superpower. And because you're so tanky, Rock Slides won't really hit you that hard. So that's why Jellicent is so good. If I had to rate it in Go Battle League right now, I'd give it probably an 8 or 9 out of 10. That's my assessment of it. Yeah, I'd definitely give it a 9 out of 10. Or 8 or 9 out of 10. So just to give you a hint. Drifblim is a good Go Battle League mon. It's very good in Great League and very good for Ultra League. This is Frillish. This is Jellicent stats. This is Drifblim stats. Higher attack, 70 less defense, and less stamina. So defense actually matters a lot more than stamina. So back in the day, like when they did a CP rework back in like, I think like 2000, this was all the way back in Gen 2, so if I'm wrong about the year, I'm sorry, like 2018, I believe, is when they did a rework. Because of that rework, they actually made defense matter a lot more in battles. So because of that, a Pokemon's defense actually like factors in more. Guess what has more defense? Jellicent. It has less stamina, but more defense. Not only that, if you see the typings that Drifblim carries, it carries Ice and Rock, which is a bad weakness. Flying, you already carry that electric weakness, being a ghost, but if you look at Jellicent, grass versus flying is pretty good. Yes, grass types are pretty prominent, however, with Jellicent, like, you take away a lot of weaknesses. You take away, like, not a lot, but I'd say, like, one more weakness is a lot better for Jellicent. Because, like I said, you don't have to worry about rocks being fallen on you. And a lot of moves do have second rock. Like, there's a lot of rock-type moves out there. Now, and you also get more resistances. As you see, here's Drifblim's weaknesses. Resistances. Here's Jellicent's. You pick up way more weaknesses. Both of them have great utility. However, Jellicent's just a beast. And because of its moveset, it's just what makes it so interesting. As you see, they're very similar. Drifblim has Ominous Wind, it has Icy Wind, Shadow Ball, so it has a debuff potential too, just like Jellicent. They're essentially like mirror Pokemon. Jellicent's a cheaper option though, sporting at 50k Dust versus Drifblim 75. So as you see here, both of them, like I said, they're very similar. The thing is, Jellicent has Bubbles, so Jellicent has another fast move that gives it more coverage and it gives it stat. Whereas Drifblim only has Hex because Astonish is useless. So the reason why Jellicent would shake up the meta right now is because, like I said, it's so tanky. It's so tanky, and G-Fisk has given everyone a problem. And for like Jellicent would actually do very well against G-Fisk because of its water typing, etc. And like I said, not having that rock weakness, you don't really have to worry about rock slides. Because of that, and the fact that for Deoxys defense, for example, you do have Hex, you also have Shadow Ball, so you do that as well. It's a very meta-relevant Pokemon, and it would give a lot of problems. If you went against an Azu too, you resist Ice Beam and Hydro Pump, so you would give a lot of. If this was released, a lot of meta Pokemon would have a big problem, and because it resists Steel too, like Flash Cannons, etc., you resist that as well. In other words, it's like, I wouldn't say it's Drifblim 2.0, it's just a Drifblim with different coverage, but better coverage for the current day meta. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys liked it, please like and subscribe. It's Jellicent, in my opinion, is, once it gets released, it's still going to impact the meta very heavily. Especially at level 50. If this thing can be used for Ultra League, which it will be, and it's just going to be a monster if you use it in Go Battle League. It's going to be extremely tanky, extremely powerful, and Jellicent is a beast. One of the highest ratings I've ever given to a Pokemon without even it being released yet, but that's because Jellicent, once it's released, it will shake up the Go Battle League meta. And everyone, if you don't know, you know now. Jellicent will rock the Pokemon Go PvP Metascape as soon as it's released. So once it comes out, you definitely should get one. I'll see you guys on the next video. You guys have a great day.